played, beat it was played, it's bouncing off the walls. It is one of the most unbelievable, surreal scenes I have ever experienced.
I'm sure it's enormously emotionally distressing to you, Brian. Brian, I have to ask you, can you confirm to us that he is dead?
No one will confirm anything to me. I can only tell you that the family members are crying, and I just have not been able to confirm anything other than to hug them and tell them that I love them. And this is the scene here at the hospital. There's just a lot of tears.
Brian, what family members are at the hospital right now?
Latoya is at the hospital, Jermaine is at the hospital, and Randy are the ones who I've seen.
Do we know if anyone was with him at the time? Do you know any of that?
No, I do not know. I believe that Frank DeLillo was with him at the time, but I don't know that for sure. That's what I have been told.
Mm-hmm. Are they keeping the family secluded from the rest of the hospitals to give them updates?
They are in a room by themselves. They are very quiet, and they are sobbing. It is just one of those experiences that I don't think I will ever forget.
Do you know if anyone else is expected to join them? Are they expecting any other family members?
I know that Joe Jackson is on his way to the hospital. He was in Las Vegas, and he is on his way.
Brian, you're a friend of his. Do you have knowledge of what kind of physical condition he was in?
Michael has always been in very fine physical condition. The one thing which has bothered me so much is the discussion that one day he was going to be dead, and this is that. I don't know if this is that day. I can only tell you that this is not something which has been unexpected any time there was a report. Because of the medications which Michael was under, this family has been trying for months and months and months to take care of Michael Jackson. The people who have surrounded him have been enabling him. If you think that the case of Anna Nicole Smith was an abuse, it is nothing in comparison to what we have seen taking place in Michael Jackson's life.
Brian, you were aware of his current physical schedule, I'm sure. Tell us what he was trying to do, what he was trying to accomplish physically, and why you would have concern about that.
Michael had appeared at the rehearsals a couple of times. He was very seriously trying to be able to do those rehearsals. His use of medications had gotten in the way. His injuries, which he had sustained performing, where he had broken a vertebrae and he had broken his leg from a fall on the stage, were getting in the way. I do not know the extent of the medications that he was taking, but the reports that we have been receiving in the family is that it was extensive, and this is something which I feared, and it is something which I warned about. I don't know the cause of all this, so I can't tell you what the ultimate result of it's going to be, but I can tell you for sure, when you warn people that this is what's going to happen, and then it happens, where there is smoke, there is fire. This is a case of abuse of medications, unless some other cause is involved, which I don't know about.
So, Brian, you're telling us that you were able to observe some of these rehearsals, and you found him to be in a somewhat weakened condition? Is that what you're saying?
No. He was in fine condition. We never saw him in any kind of weakened condition.
All right, Brian Oxman, thank you very much for joining us at this very stressful time for you. Very much appreciated.
I appreciate it, and I thank you so much. I just have tears, and Michael Jackson is my friend, and I am just heartbroken.
All right, thank you very much, Brian Oxman. Let's turn now to the UCLA Medical Center in Los Angeles, where Jackson was taken, and Ted Rollins is there with the very latest. Ted, what, if anything, is the hospital saying about Michael Jackson?
Nothing yet, Kitty. We are waiting an official update from hospital spokespeople, and as you can see behind me, there is a huge crowd of international, national, and local media already camped out outside the hospital, and the crowd has been gathering. A lot of members of the public are making making their way down here to the UCLA Medical Center, where, as you just heard Brian Oxman say, the family has gathered as well. And what Brian Oxman, the family attorney for the Jacksons, just described is really staggering. The news that, in his opinion, that Michael Jackson may have had issues with prescription drugs. This, of course, has been something that has been rumored for years, stretching back to when he was in Santa Maria in that child molestation case. I was in the courtroom every day in that case, and I could remember vividly some of the days him walking in a bit of a trance, and the day where he walked in with the pajama bottoms, of course, started a lot of speculation. So whether or not Brian Oxman is completely knowledgeable about what's going on, one would think that he did have some knowledge. Extraordinary information we just got from that last interview, Kitty. But the information that is the information we're waiting on is, and that is the official condition of Michael Jackson, is something that we are still waiting on here at the UCLA Medical Center. Still no word, no official word from the hospital yet. Of course, the LA Times and others reporting that Michael Jackson is dead.
Ted, what's the scene like there? Is there a gathering crowd?
Absolutely. It's been gathering over the last few hours, and as you can see behind me, there's a huge crowd of people. A lot of the folks that you see back there are members of the media from around the world. They have outlets here in Los Angeles, of course, and they have all gathered here. But then also there are students and members of the UCLA faculty out here, and then members of the public have also started gathering here, and that crowd has been gathering steadily over the last hour or so, and most likely will continue to grow as people wait official word as to the fate of Mr. Jackson, who is inside this facility. But again, we have not heard officially from anybody inside whether or not he is dead. The LA Times and others reporting he is, but officially that has not been reported. And interesting that Brian Oxman, his attorney, the Jackson family attorney, who says he's in that building, also says that he has not heard definitively the fate of Michael Jackson.
Thank you very much, Ted Rollins. Thanks, Ted. Well, joining me now